And so, I mean, what kind of change will Mourinho really effect on this team? We eagerly wait to see how that pans out for him and the club. Well, football journalist Shayo Owolabi is on the program now. Shayo, we know Mourinho to be a very controversial figure. Do you envisage a radical change from the pitch?
Good evening, Promise. No, I don't. And that's based on precedent. We've seen him at United, Manchester United, his last job before now, where everyone expected that there will be an wholesale change. And that's an even worse team than this team is inherited with Tottenham. This is a team that got to the UEFA Champions League final. That was a team that was struggling to get into the UEFA Champions League as at that time when Louis van Gaal was fired at Manchester United. So there won't be wholesale changes. I think he would, and I've seen some of the job description, some of his job description on this new task at Spurs. I think there won't be wholesale changes. He would make do with the guys he has, and he himself has acknowledged the fact that he's inheriting a good squad, being tutored by Pochettino before now, and that he will get the best out of them.
Absolutely. All right. The Tottenham team before the recent decline looked good. Maybe not good enough to win a trophy, but at least they looked better than Arsenal. What do you think Mourinho will be needing to make Tottenham a true contender for, a title in England?
And that's you raising a North London derby fire there. But then, well, can we say they can't win a trophy? I think that team is good enough to win a trophy. If you look at a team like Leicester, who's won it in recent times, and that's the truth. All they need is just a little push, and that's what probably Daniel Levy saw missing in a Pochettino still tutoring the side, which has even led to a decline this season. The team can actually win a trophy. They do not need anything more to add rather than a belief in themselves and for a bit more consistency than they've had in time past. And Jose Mourinho was, as we've seen with the stats, as trophies under his belt, will be bringing to the table, and I think they can go a step higher. Maybe start like we always know with Mourinho, start with the Carling Cup, the Carabao Cup, then he could go on to the FA Cup, and of course the league might just be in there in the 3.5 years it's been given to handle the team.
But Mourinho knows it will surely be a very tough task with the form of Liverpool and, of course, Manchester City at this point in time. Well, there are suggestions, Shayo, some players who are not finding their form must be shipped out, perhaps in January. Players like Sergei Aurier in right back, Danny Rose in left back, who have been showing signs of rustiness. The Belgian central defense appear of Ventogin and Underworld are also on the other side of 30. Christian Eriksen has been a shadow of himself this season. Letting these players go, some say, would allow the integration of fresher players.
Well, I think that's a very wild thought, considering the fact that with a new manager comes a new flavor. And that's something we may just see bring about a transformation over the next 7 months that he will be in charge till the end of the season. It's not too sure, except they refuse, and that's talking about Danny Rose and Christian Eriksen. If they refuse to sign a new contract, then they may be out in January because no manager wants any player to go for a free. And the club definitely wants to recoup some money from their investment in them over the years. So I'm not too sure we can gauge it yet till we see them play for a few months under the new manager. And trust me, the story will change if they really, really bring something to the table that's different from what they've contributed in time past. For the guys who are aging, yes, they need replacements. And that's a bit of a worry because we know that most of the young, very good young lads that could have been on the bill for Mourinho to get are really plugged up with clubs now where they just signed up. So it's a really, really challenging situation. And maybe you might look at some younger people from their own side. There's a Foyt and some other young lads coming in. Maybe integrate them with the new guys and blend them into the team over the next few months.
Okay, let's take a look at the Tottenham squad, the usual first 11. As I did say earlier on, that's it. On your screen, Hugo Lloris in goal, Aurier in right back, Underworld and Ventogin pairing in central defense, Danny Rose in the left side of the fence, Sissoko and Ndombele in midfield, Eriksen on the right side. He's been a shadow of himself, giving less than below what is expected of him, the Danish international. Dele Alli doing so well behind Kane, and Son Heung-min on the left side of the fence. Well, Attack-wise, Tottenham don't look too bad, but there are suggestions that an inclusion of the likes of the man from Juventus, Dybala, might just be good for the team. Well, Shayo, I'll come back to you in a bit. Surely, let's take a look at what's really going on as far as, Jose Mourinho is concerned. He will be earning a whopping £15 million every year. That figure is twice what his predecessor, Pochettino, earned at the club. Well, the only manager in the world that earns more than Mourinho at the moment is Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola. So it is, like it is commonly said, to whom much is given, much is expected. Mourinho knows it is time to prove to the world that he is still relevant and still understands the modern demands of football. He knows this is the opportunity to erase suggestions that he is still with football tactics and techniques. And so these are, the next round of matches that Tottenham will be playing, and these will be the defining moments for Tottenham and Mourinho. This weekend, Spurs will travel to West Ham. That's game one for him. Tottenham will host Olympiacos in the Champions League before hosting Bournemouth in the Premier League, and then game four for Tottenham and Mourinho will be a game against his former side at home. That's against Manchester United, and that will be before they host Burnley in the Premier League. Well, Shayo, Mourinho told Tottenham and the management he spent 11 months out of work developing new football strategies and philosophy. Tottenham manager Daniel Levy believed him and gave him the job. Do you believe Mourinho?
Definitely. It's Jose Mourinho. We know he doesn't just talk. He brings, like I said earlier on, he brings something to the table. The minimum is one at a club he's been to is 2 trophies, and that's at Chelsea when he made a return. Every other team where he's had time to start off, initially he's won 3 trophies, including the last one at Manchester United. So yes, I believe him. He definitely doesn't want, they say once bitten, twice shy. He definitely doesn't want it to end like he's ended with when he was at Manchester United. He has a point to prove because it's the Premier League. He has a point to prove because it's London, and we know the battle of the London teams, which starts this weekend, even with the smaller side in West Ham. So, yes, I believe him. He's been polishing him. So, yes, I believe him. He's been polishing his skills, and we expect him to bring that to bear on Tottenham going into this weekend's game.
Well, everyone is saying they must begin to win, especially the game with the game against West Ham. That's only when the club will begin to regenerate some confidence in the players and also in the new technical bench. Many thanks to you, Shayo, for your thoughts on the program today. Glad to have you on the show.